Oh, let me turn up my screen. No, that's good. It's just bright as hell outside. What's going on with you? Good morning. This is the Good Morning Drive. I'm your boy Gettin. This is the GGC. Welcome back. It's been a whole week. I haven't made a whole video. I haven't made any videos except for this live all of last week. Took a little time off from content creating, to spend time with the family, but your boy is back now. I got content that's going to be dropping all of this week. So first time to the channel, make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell on all. You don't want to miss the content that I'm going to drop for you guys. So this is the Good Morning Drive. Good morning to all of you out there, the fans, the followers, the supporters, and even the haters. Yeah, I'm wishing all y'all a good morning. I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. I definitely did. It was beautiful. I got time to hang out with other parts of my family. My cousin, basically my brother. Yeah, man, we had a good time. We was talking it up, having a couple of drinks, you know, doing what we do. So I hope you guys had a great weekend as I did. It was pretty relaxing. You know, slept a lot on Sunday, you know, then went out to work because, you know, your boys stay working. So I had a good weekend. Good morning to everyone out there. I hope you guys have a great week. It's Monday, fun day. That's right. We don't have bad Mondays over here at the GGC. You know, I'm just an overly optimistic person, and that's how you should try to live your life. Try to see the positives in your everyday life, and more positive things will happen to you. Some philosophers, there's a freaking spider in my car, had to stomp him out. Yeah, I gotta tell you guys about this story. But anyway, I'll tell it to you after I say this. Philosophers out there are saying, have a saying that we are the sinners of our own universe. So the more you do to change your life for the better, as long as it's positive, I believe it's going to happen. You should believe it's going to happen too. So that's what we do. You know, we try to wish positivity on each other and us, and that's what the Good Morning Drives are all about. And I hope that guy stays safe. Weaving between traffic on a motorcycle is not is not a smart thing to do, but hey, God bless him. Hope he all right. Thank you for that one like. I appreciate you. I really do. So let's get into what we're going to talk about in this show. So in this show, we're going to talk about what's going on with Shedeur Sanders versus the Narritive. Interesting tidbits have come out from the Cowboys camp, NFL Cowboys that is, and you know I'm a Giants fan, so that's going to be interesting to talk about. Another sports narrative, Terrence Bud Crawford and Devin Haney. Yeah, they're the drug cheats. So let's talk about them. Yo, people are wild out there. Oh my God, people are wild out there. And we're going to talk about a little bit Battlefield 6. I'm going to have a video dropping on Battlefield 6. Looks like an amazing game. When will we change? Yeah, show. This is a show. Good Morning Drives. It's a show. It's a show that I drop every Monday in the morning while I drive into work. That's not only what I do. I also create content, other content that are not lives, but they are straight up videos, mostly pertaining to simulation football, Madden, and All Pro Football 2K, NFL 2K, but mostly Madden, and new independent games that's going to be coming out. That reminds me, I got another video that I will be creating and dropping this week on varsity football. They dropped a dev update, and I will be breaking that down. So yeah, I got a lot of content to make for this week. So make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell on all, so you can catch all the content that I'm dropping. Thank you guys for coming through. Really appreciate y'all. Hopefully the audio is okay and not terrible. I gotta get me my a wireless lavalier mic. you know, little lapel mics, you know, I got to get me a wireless one because the wired one, though I thought it was good, it broke on me real easy because it's wired. You know, all these wires always break so freaking fast. But yeah, so I gotta get on. So let me tell you about this story that I had. Gamer Kid, what's going on with you? Good morning to you. Hope you're doing well. Good morning. So when I was in college, I lived on campus. It was in East Rutherford, New Jersey. I'm from New Jersey. And I had left the windows cracked just a little bit because it was a hot day or whatever. But I forgot that I left the crack overnight and parked underneath a tree. I get into my car, late for class, driving to another part of the campus. And I'm looking straight, right? Over in the passenger side, some big arachnid spider created a whole web all on the side of the car. Like, for real, like the whole passenger side of the car was this huge freaking web, and the spider was right there in the middle of, and when I say this spider was like, it had to been like as big as a silver dollar. A big, like big ass spider, you know, right in the middle of my car. I didn't notice it, so I'm looking forward. I'm going across the intersection. I look, you know, left, and then I look right. I'm like, oh, yo, the spider was right there on my face, right here on my face. So I like drove off because, you know, you look to the right and you're like, you know, you make your left and you like start to drive, and that's what I did. So I had pulled over to the side. I had grabbed my notebook, trying to kill the spider and flick out the spider webs and all that. A couple of my classmates, also late, driving by, say, hey, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm right. I got this big ass spider in my car. So that was an interesting day. That caught me off guard. 8:30 in the morning. Back when, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 years back when I was in college. Because, you know, your boy is old. I'm an old gamer. Yeah. But anyway, let's get into the content. So the narrative with Shedeur Sanders. If you don't know, Shedeur was supposed to go the first round. He ended up getting drafted in the 5th round. And allegedly, the reason why that is because the NFL's or the owners made calls to boycott the young man, or to ignore the young man, or not to draft him. Let's discipline him because we know what kind of family he comes from. We know what kind of family he comes from. Deion Sanders. We cannot have another confident, loudmouth, elite star in our hands. We cannot do it. We won't allow it. Deion Sanders was a pain in my butt. So we're going to not draft his son, who is a quarterback. We can't allow that type of talent, this is all alleged, to become the face of the NFL. So let's draft him in the 5th round. And that narrative, they try to say that, you know, he's a cocky player. He doesn't want to earn anything. Everything was given to him. And what Shedeur has done, when he got drafted to the Browns in the 5th round after Dylan Gabriel, and they already had another quarterback, plus they got Joe Flacco. Kenny Pickett is the other quarterback. So really, Shedeur is the 4th string quarterback. What Shedeur has done is outshine just about everybody. I even think he kind of outshined Flacco so far in training camp. Yeah. Gang, good morning to you. Hope you're doing well. Baby girl. Who you calling a baby girl? Bruh, you wow. John Madden, what's going on with you? Good morning to you. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. It is a beautiful day. But yeah, so that's what they wanted to prove, that Shedeur isn't this good of a player, but as soon as he steps foot into the Browns training camp shows that he is a leader. A lot of players, veteran players, actually like him. He's doing his thing. When I say he's doing his thing, they've been tracking stats of Shedeur. So far, in 7-versus-7 drills and padding drills, no matter what team he's playing with, the third string guys, the second string guys, or the ones, he has been doing his thing. Shedeur has thrown 6 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 1 interception that they thought it was an interception, but it was some kind of mix-up. And he's like 70 for 93 or something like that. I'm not too sure. The guy that they drafted ahead of Shedeur, and he's been getting first team and second team reps, is like 30 of like 70 or something like that, or 30 of 83 attempts. He's looking bad. And he has, what, 2 or 3 interceptions, 1 touchdown. Joe Flacco has a good percentage, and he has, what, 2 touchdowns or 3 touchdowns? He has 3 touchdowns, I believe. And the fourth guy, he's been hurt, so I don't think he's been playing that much. But Shedeur clearly is damn near the #1 quarterback in the Browns right now, and he's only going to get but better, right? He's only going to get but better. So the narrative is he's not doing well. He's hurt, and the last couple of practices, or the last practice, he had no reps at all, so they shut him down. From what I've been hearing, reports have been saying that he only had a sore shoulder, but he could play. But they chose to shut him down anyway, which is crazy. John Madden, I don't know where you're getting your sources from that Shedeur is not a good quarterback. Please, if you have any source material, any videos, why don't you send that along? We could talk about it. But I've been seeing video after video after video of Shedeur actually killing it. There's stats out there that say otherwise, that he's not a good quarterback. He actually is a good quarterback. Is he #1 quarterback in the league or top 5? Probably not. But as in terms of rookies go, he's good. He's good. He's going to be good. Keep that same energy. If he get a chance to play and play with the starters, let's see what he does. But I don't think they're going to give him a chance. They already tried to bury him. They're already trying to bury him with the Browns. Matter of fact, getting drafted by the Browns is burying your career, because you got to look at it like this. When has the last time the Browns, when have they been in the business of winning? The Browns don't win. No matter what happens, the Browns lose, and they lose well. You know, people thought that the Browns are going to do a little something with Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson comes over and he stinks it up. You know, so what's really going on with the Browns? I don't think the Browns wants to play. I don't think the Browns care about winning. And if they don't care about winning, if they have great players, they're going to have them suffer, right? Or they're just not going to make it. So Shedeur Sanders is good because of his name, John Madden. That is completely false. He's proven that by being a field rat, you know what I mean? By practicing hard, being there early, staying late, working with wide receivers, learning the playbook. They said that he already admitted that, yeah, he's very comfortable with the playbook. You know, the fans love him out there. You know, he's out there showing love to everybody. How could you not like the guy? How could you not like Shedeur? If you go along with the narrative, and if you got spite in your heart, yeah, you're gonna say he's not good without him even throwing a down in the NFL. You know, so hopefully during preseason we get to see how good he is, because they'll allow him to play and play with maybe the 2s or the 3s. So let's hope they allow him to play, and let's hope that I'm hoping the best for him. You know, so what? He came from an NFL family. How many quarterbacks come from an NFL family? You know what I'm saying? Only Shedeur is getting this hate. Nobody hated Eli Manning like this. I'm a Giants fan and I'm talking about it. Nobody hated Eli Manning. He got drafted to the Chargers. His whole family was like, nah, we don't want him to be part of the Chargers. We want him to go to the Giants. Nobody was hating on Eli. Eli ended up having a great career. Even his first and second year as a Giant, he was terrible. Oh, he was terrible. Throwing pick sixes, throwing interceptions, but he developed to be a pretty good quarterback. So, let's keep the same energy for all these players. Mr. Barrow, what's going on with you? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Let's move on to what was the second topic? Cowboys are doomed. Oh my God. Cowboys are doomed. But are they doomed? I'm not too sure. Right? Micah Parsons, whatever his last name is, super disruptor on the defense, outside, inside, whatever linebacker. Oh, he's a threat. No matter who tries to guard him, he's a threat. He's a game changer on defense. Game changer on defense. He wants a trade out of Dallas because they don't want to pay him. He wants to restructure his deal, rightfully so. And he wants to get out of Dallas. Good. Trade him. Get him out of Dallas. Matter of fact, we're talking about NFL quarterbacks and rookies and whatnot. Micah Parsons has said that Ward, who got drafted to the Tennessee Titans, is a leader that he wants on his team. He was like, the leader that I want on my team, the type of quarterback I want is Ward. Yeah, Ward is that other dude too. Ward had a great quote. He was like, if his father could wake up 4:30 in the morning to go to a job that he does not like, I could get up the same time for a job that I do like, if not earlier. Give or take a couple of words. Maybe I screwed that up. So if he gets traded to the Titans, let it happen. Now I've had a the Dallas Cowboys season last year just collapsed. It just collapsed out of nowhere. It just went awry. Was it last season or the season before that? I thought it was last season. It just collapsed. Now, the reason why I think that is because comedian, actor, musician, super talented star does amazing impersonations. The star of Ray, Jamie Foxx, leaked the video of Dallas Cowboys owner. I don't know if he did it on purpose. I don't know what happened, but he leaked a video, or a video that he recorded of Dallas Cowboys owner, allegedly, Jerry, whatever his name is, talking about players in a disturbing way. And I'll leave it at that. In a very disturbing way. And I think the players know about that. And they don't want to play for that owner anymore because I don't know how he knew the certain information that he was saying, and I'm not going to talk about it. Do your own research. I don't think players get down like that. Some do, of course, and there's nothing wrong with that, but I think they were being looked at without their knowing or whatever was going on. It's just really disturbing, and no news outlet has spoke about that. No news outlet, sports news outlet, has spoke about that. And I'm just putting the dots together, and I'm like, yo, maybe these players don't want to play for the Cowboys anymore because of that. And they're like, nah, if I stay here, you got to pay me a large sum of money or I'm out. And that's why Michael Parsons is demanding a trade. Makes sense to me. I don't know. Um, John Madden is saying Michael Parsons should go to the Denver Broncos or Seattle Seahawks. I don't know. He can go wherever he wants as long as it's out of the NFC East. You know, as long as it's out of the NFC East or the Giants. That's the only. That's the only. It's the only team that I would like him to go to. Thank you guys for hitting that like. I really appreciate y'all. So I think from here going on, I think the Cowboys are the down boys. I don't think that they're gonna do too well outside of anything anymore. They didn't do too well at all anyway. They did really good during the season, but then always fell apart in the postseason. So who knows? Who knows? But I think if there's merit to what I'm saying, you know, all the alleged things that I've said about the video and what Jerry has said, yeah, I don't think a lot of professional athletes will want to play in that type of environment. Y'all should know what I'm talking about. And that was way before AI was out there like that. So it's a legitimate video, and allegedly Jerry was talking about players in a very disturbing manner. But yeah, so we'll see how that goes. Craziness. So now another narrative. We're on sports all day today. So now another narrative is that Terrence Bud Crawford and Devin Haney are the drug cheats. YouTube or just boxing in general, man. Boxing is such first of all, you can't play boxing. You either box, right? You go to a gym and you box. You don't play boxing. Boxing is a very brutal sport. Unlike the UFC where you get knocked out rather easily, you don't get hit in the head so many freaking times. Boxing, you get hit in the head over and over and over again. Boxing is a different type of a monster. And for people to play on people's names who have never failed a drug test is disgusting. YouTube boxing media, which is really the only boxing media that people should be watching. ESPN don't really want to talk about boxing. What other sports network is going to talk about boxing? MSG and their sports don't really talk about boxing. Only YouTube is the area where you could get good boxing content. But a lot of YouTube content out there on boxing is false. A lot of it is very narrative driven, because let's face it, as content creators, we looking for that buck. We looking for that money. It's hard to make money on YouTube. So if anybody wants to donate, hey, I'll take it. You know, I'm not above that. I'm not above. I won't beg for money, but if anybody decides to donate, I'm at any amount, $1, 50 cents, I don't care. You know, it's hard to make money on YouTube. So these guys that are independent channels, much like they look for any kind of sponsorship, any kind of deal that they could get. And if people can get any kind of boost or battery on their back to push their channel, they're going to take it. So yeah, they will make up stories or lies or say or make crazy allegations that Terrence Bud Crawford, #1 pound for pound fighter, by the people that they try to make #1 pound for pound. What they say that, hey, like Usyk, they try to put Usyk as #1 pound for pound. They ask him who's #1 pound for pound. Terrence Bud Crawford. They try to make Bivol up there. They try to make even Canelo Alvarez. You know, he said besides me, Bud is #1, right? Dimitri Bivol said, hey, Terrence Bud Crawford is #1 pound for pound. They try to make #1 pound for pound fighter who never failed a drug test ever. Oh, you're on PEDs. Is he on PEDs? He never failed a test, so no. If he fails a drug test, then yeah, he's on PEDs, obviously. Another person that everyone hates for whatever reason, Devin Haney. They don't like Devin Haney for what? He tries to get the best fights at all times. John Madden, you said boxing sucks now. Yeah, it sucks now because a lot of boxers don't want to put in the work and they don't want to fight the best fights available. That's why boxing sucks, right? Boxing is a beautiful sport. It's a science, but it sucks because big name boxers don't want to fight the best fighters. And it's all these politics that's in boxing, and they have to change that if they want boxing to come back. They want boxing to be really good. Number one, the best boxers got to fight the best boxers. That's number one. Number two is the commentary. This narratives that they be spreading around has got to change, and it starts when they have live events, when they have boxing matches. These commentators have to call the fight unbiasedly. They always call the fight unbiasedly. I mean, very biasedly. I'm sorry. They call the fight very biasedly. They're very biased when they call fights, and they got to end that. Those three things or two things or whatever, they got to change that. So Devin Haney, no one likes Devin Haney except Devin Haney fans. They're saying that he's a drug cheat. How is Devin Haney a drug cheat when he doesn't get knockouts? How is he a drug cheat if he's on 365 days of random drug tests? He's the only boxer in boxing right now that get drug tested randomly at any given time, at any given day, whenever, however, no matter where you're at. VADA, which does not do drug tests, they only collect samples, will go to you and say, hey, it's time to get drug tested. Give me your pee, give me your blood, or whatever they do. They seal it up in an unbreakable container that you can only untake it out by breaking a seal and by using a special key, so you know if it's been tampered with, you know. So yeah, it's crazy that they're trying to say Devin Haney and Bud, they're the drug cheats. John Madden, Logan and Jake Paul is the best in the best? No, they sell a lot because they built up their fan base first and then they got into boxing, right? That's what a lot of boxers are just now learning to do, and the boxers that are actually kind of doing that, other boxers and other promotional companies have these negative campaigns against those boxers, like a Devin Haney. He lives on social media, right? Devin wants to fight he wants all the smoke. He's fighting Brian Norman Jr. next. Brian Norman Jr. just knocked out, like a vicious knockout by a Japanese boxer, right? Just destroyed him. I hope the guy recovers. You know, he might still have memory loss issues. Brian Norman Jr. at 148 is the king of 148. Devin moves up to that weight class and wants to fight him right away. Logan Paul, Jake Paul, whoever Paul, ain't fighting real boxers, yet they built up their story, their background, and their background is why they do very well in boxing. You know, they're young-minded. They have a new, they're in tune with casual fans, right? Real boxers are not in tune with casual fans because why? They were out here traveling and fighting real boxers and training like a real boxer. Jake Paul, whatever Paul, they're not real boxers, man. They're fighting retired people. Their fights are fixed allegedly, and they're not fighting real competition. I say fight some real competition, then I'll respect you. But yeah, you get your sales. I get it. You know, you're on social media. You're a social media star. So as far as when you get into the ring, anybody that you fight, they're gonna want to see it. You know, you had the Allen boys. One of the Allen boys fighting Charleston White. I'm pretty sure that did good numbers, you know. That's not a real boxing match. That's not a real fight compared to real boxers. So they're just really popular because they built their story. They are social media stars and they went into boxing. One of them is actually wrestling, you know. So yeah, moving on. There's no way Devin Haney and Bud are drug cheats, right? But but you got other boxers out there, a whole camp of boxers that got caught with PEDs that were in the same camp. And Eddie Reynoso, right? He's a trainer. I'm not going to name all the names, but just know everybody in his camp have tested positive for a PED steroid. And that's 6 or 7 fighters. But the narrative isn't put on them. The narrative is put on Devin Haney and Terrence Bud Crawford. That's weird. That's weird. Why aren't you talking about Eddie Reynoso and all his fighters? You're not going to talk about that. And he has one of the fighters, Ryan Garcia. It was part of the camp. He got caught with PEDs. We all know that, right? But other fighters, I'm not going to name any names because he has a really big fight coming up in September. You should know who I'm talking about. Tested positive for clenbuterol twice. And then they raised the clenbuterol limit for one of the federations or one of the companies, one of the sanctioning bodies raised the clenbuterol limit for him. Ridiculous. But anyway, let's move on to Battlefield 6 because I got to take my butt into work. I'm super late. Battlefield 6 looks amazing. There's so much to like about Battlefield 6. I am not an EA hater like that. If you show me a great game, I'm going to like it. Battlefield 6 looks amazing. All the destructible environments are back. They went back, in my opinion, to Battlefield 4, Battlefield 3, brought it back, made it better. The gunplay looks amazing. The movement looks really fast. It seems like they made gunplay a little bit easier. The time to kill or time to death is short, like Call of Duty. Vehicular destruction is all the way back. This game looks like it's going to be amazing. EA is claiming that they need at least 100 million, 190 million, 200 million, whatever, gamers to be playing Battlefield. I don't know if they're going to reach that amount, but Battlefield does look amazing. Battlefield 2042, I really didn't play it that much. I'm a Battlefield fan, not a crazy fan, but I'm a fan. I'm more of a casual fan, I guess. Battlefield 2042 was okay. In my opinion, it really started off really slowly, as most Battlefield games do. The destructible environment, it was like a step back 3 or 4 ways, you know. It just didn't have a lot of going on for it. What makes Battlefield so good is the experience that you play on a 32 versus 32 map or in a vehicle or whatever. It's the experience. It's the teamwork. That's what makes Battlefield Battlefield. They kind of went back to the old classes of 4 classes instead of custom classes. And it just seems like they got their groove back. DICE has changed a lot. The suits really try to take over, and when the suits took over, they screwed it up, as they always do. They don't know what makes whatever, just like Marvel or anything else. When the suits take over, things get worse, don't get better. But that's all I'm gonna say, because I'm actually gonna drop a video on that. I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you for coming through. John Madden, you got some crazy comments, but thank you for coming through. Also, hope you guys continue to have a great day. It's Monday. Have a great day. Have a great fun day Monday. And, you know, have a great rest of y'all week. Make sure you come back. I got all types of content that I will be dropping throughout the week. So make sure you check out the content. I'm dropping Madden videos. I'm gonna drop 2K videos. I got varsity football coming back. I got an ESG video. I got the whole week planned out. All right, got a lot of videos dropping for you guys. Thank you for coming through. You guys have a great day. Peace out. We out of here.